Hello, friends of Thedas. This is Baron, or Ethan, however you'd like to call me. Before we start, I just want to say this was recorded around, I believe, 3 months ago. We're very behind on recordings and podcasts, and it is very much my fault. I've been busy, a lot of life stuff, getting my shit together, and making sure that stuff comes out well. Making sure that the content that we make actually uh, comes out in a state that is as good as possible. Unfortunately, I got this one as good as I could. There was some problems with this recording, a lot of issues with background noise. I managed to get most of it out, but unfortunately, uh, I did. I didn't mute myself for some sections, so you might hear some papers rustling at some point, stuff like that. I was taking notes for the podcast, and I for some reason my brain broke and I forgot we were recording or something, and I was forgetting to hit the mute button. Uh so yeah, there's that. And you might notice, I don't know when, but it's a few minutes into the podcast, the audio might shift just a little bit, and that is because somebody on another floor from me was using a vacuum cleaner, and it was so loud that you could hear it clear as day. So I had to do several layers of noise suppression to get it to go away. So that went away, but unfortunately, there's still some shit in the background that will pop up. Either way, I still hope you guys enjoy the video, despite the occasional, and I mean it's mostly occasional, the occasional little noises and stuff that that my desk is making, or when I'm shifting around papers and writing and shit. So yeah, thank you guys very much for taking the time to listen. I appreciate you all very much. And yeah, let's just hop into the podcast. Good morning, Thedas. Hello. We are.
Welcome to the Chicken Daddy edition.
Yeah.
Jimmy, Daddy, it's now.
It is time for father.
For Eirin, if she watches this, Poulet.
Oh,
Jesus
Sorry.
sorry.
It's time for Poppy and Da. Yes, as you can guess, we are talking about how we got the announcement. There's a name. Dragon Age Dreadwolf. It is time, baby. We got it. And
yeah, we finally actually know what the fuck to call this game.
exactly. Dad it is. And
Dad.
on top of
Oh,
that,
God.
we got the new Dragon Age Netflix show finally officially confirmed. And that is Dragon Age, and I've already forgot. What is it?
Absolution.
Absolution.
Dragon Age Absolution. And we are very excited. I am beyond hype. I'm sure everybody else is as well. And
Yeah.
we're gonna sit down. We're gonna talk about it for a little bit. It's probably gonna be on the shorter side of episodes, but there's nothing wrong with that, because you know what? That's less editing for the podcast daddy, which is me. So
Oh my God. No. Hello, Dad.
hello.
Hello, Daddy.
Hello.
I prefer
So-
daddy, but okay.
I also prefer Daddy in this
sorry.
case, but in the game, not for you.
Bullshit.
Oh God.
I'm
Sorry,
daddy
Ethan, you're
everywhere.
just not my type. No one's my type.
Damn.
The problem is he is like I said, the description wise, he is my type. I was telling you this earlier today, so I'm just like, no, Ethan, no, stop.
I'm sorry, but like Erin's not here, but we were discussing this earlier, the naming, and we were discussing how we know that the people at BioWare, when they decided the name, they were like, how can we make this bad? Just make the fans go nuts, basically.
Oh,
Well,
it was
you got it.
so
And
many
Mark
jokes
Dura
in my
literally
head,
did
like,
tweet that BioWare loves its acronyms. So
Oh god.
oh jeez, like no, it was just so bad. Like everybody was making the joke, obviously, and like
Yeah.
I had like personal stuff going on, so I really like just wasn't in the mood. Of course, like the day that everything went down, and I'm not gonna get into it, but like, the announcement came, and I was like, son of a biscuit! Like I was just so mad because I wanted to make so many jokes, but I was just like, nope. Now I can. Hello, Dad. But still,
I mean, your father's Odin, so.
oh God.
So one fun fact that I do love sharing with people. So for those who don't know, Mark Dura used to be one of the big executives at BioWare. I think he almost worked there for almost 20 years. He retired in like 2020 or 2021. But he started a YouTube channel called Old Game.
Oh yeah.
It's like Old Game Dev Advice.
Yep.
I watched his stream. So he did like a live stream of just the Game Fest.
Nice.
And he was dropping fucking delicious nuggets of information like it was candy. One of them that I do want to bring up, and I don't know if I brought it up on the Good Morning Thedas podcast, on the Discord, but I did bring it up in other ones. He actually revealed the reason why in 2018 they announced that Dragon Age 4.
Oh.
He actually explained why.
Why is that?
There were two main reasons. The first reason was because I think EA had like bought a time slot during the show, but for some odd reason there was nothing to fill it in with, so they filled it in with Dragon Age 4.
Mm-hmm.
But on top of that, the other reason was someone then, and I think what happened was this, because he also just clarified, like, there was politics going on both sides from BioWare and EA's end.
I'm not surprised.
There was, but they flat out, but he said the other reason why was so, and then if they were to announce that Dragon Age 4 was coming out, it would be less likely to be the game would be less likely to be canceled.
That's what I
Were they
was
considering
thinking.
canceling it?
No, I don't think so. It was one of those things of just like, because of how much development time was going into it, and the fact that you can't say that EA hasn't canned any of EA's or BioWare's projects, because they have. I think they really, this was less of a, we think it's likely for it to be canned, more of a, we just want to, we want to reassure it. Right. So I think it was a little bit of a combination of EA needed something to be done, they wanted a time slot to be filled, and then BioWare was like, oh, we'll happily do that, and now, if we announce this to the game, you're not as likely to cancel us.
Yeah, it was an insurance policy.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which, by the way, he totally just said that off the cuff. Just off the cuff, just dropped it, and it's just like, oh, shit! So, yes, follow that channel, because that channel is, like, fucking
nuggets.
gold. It's
It is.
also...
Yeah, it gives a lot of insight into what it takes to be a game designer and like game development and all these other really, really good tips on how to start into this industry.
Yeah, he does a great job. But anywho, Dad!
We're never
So-
gonna let this down.
Yeah.
I mean, it's Solus. We were never gonna let it die down anyway. It's fine.
I never
No.
called him Dad before. I called him Egg.
I'm sure there's someone out there other than the
everybody
typical
calls him
suspects.
Dad.
Exactly.
Yeah,
I mean,
lots
he's
of people
old
out
enough to
there.
be everyone's dad at this point.
He's old enough to be
so-
everybody's fucking ancestor.
Oh yeah. I mean,
Oh.
if you go down that route, yeah, it's true.
Well, you know what? While we're having this quick lull,
Yeah.
as of today, Secret Cat is now a part of the podcast.
About fucking time.
Welcome.
Congratulations! I'm so excited.
Yeah, everybody is super excited today. Oh, who's dying? Paula, you dying?
I'll let you
Sorry.
guys.
So I'm making a bee while we're talking in the podcast, and I kind of dropped some stuff. Sorry about the interruption.
It's fine.
Yeah, Seeker Cat is officially part of the podcast, part of the Discord, and part of the little family we got going on here. And we're
All
all
the
very
crazies.
excited, and it's going to be a great time, and we hope to have her on plenty. So yeah, everybody, round of applause for Seeker. Let's go. Yeah.
I mean, I already have to deal with her on a regular basis, so.
That's love, y'all.
Alright, that's what it was. Okay, I found it. We also gotta think about the implications that Dragon Age Dreadwolf is also an anagram for Fade World.
Oh yeah, I saw that on Twitter. I mean,
It's a stretch for me.
I find it interesting.
I think it's interesting, and I mean, technically, if he succeeds, it would be right. So, I guess you can't really go against it, but yeah.
Hey, I just wanted to mention the tidbit of information that has been circled.
Yeah.
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 Yeah. The only thing that kind of sucks, I will say, about the announcement is that there's just not a lot of information. Like, we know what the game of it is.
Mhm.
We can get a little bit of an idea of, like, the color schemes. It looks like it's going to be a lot of, like, purples, golds, and things like that. But it seems to be a lot more neon colors. But if you looked at a lot of, like, especially the trailer that they released for the Dragon Age game, a lot of the stuff on Tevinter, especially, has a lot of color to it and a lot of, like, neon to it.
Yes.
So it makes sense that, oh yeah, they're going to be pretty colorful and shit like that. So it's not... I mean, it at least makes sense why... at least makes sense why they're going with it, but it's still just, like, if you look in the background, it's the same, like, ring thing that we saw from the 2018 announcement, which, that's cool. There's a little bit of difference of symbols and iconography back there, which Lord knows what the flying fuck that's gonna mean. But
I actually don't. Like, there's one thing I don't like about it. I don't like the colors. I'm sorry.
I mean, nothing wrong with that.
I
Colors
think
just haven't been, like, because we've had such a, like, bronzy, medieval kind of color for, like, the first 3 games, and then, like, well, BAM!
purple bitch.
Yes. And so it was just like, okay.
Honestly, that's been the reaction that I've been seeing. I've been seeing, ew, I don't like the color for Dragon Age, or yes, more please.
I'm on the more section.
Yeah, like, it's kind of interesting. It's not a color that I would always associate with it, but this is also, we're going into what is possibly going to be one of the most colorful parts of Thedas.
True.
So,
Yes.
And one of the most expensive. So.
that too. I'm interested to see more if they'll keep with that more colorful color scheme or not, but we'll see.
I mean, for me, it was not so much the color scheme, which I love, but the fact that you have now 2 rings. You have the ring in that and going on. So right now, I don't think that there's a concluded symbolism in it, but in one of them you have basically Ouroboros, which I'm not sure if they're calling Ouroboros. Which I don't know who. This is someone on Twitter, and whose theory post I followed, but you can find the Ouroboros ring also when Morrigan and Kieran are meeting in the Fade.
I've
Like,
seen
it's
that a lot lately.
Yeah, like I never noticed before because I've only recently finally gotten to see that scene when I finally manipulated everything right, basically. No, and I'm curious to see if that means that another god is possibly involved, and what kind of god. I'm guessing a Tevinter god of something. What?
Yeah.
It's hard to tell. I have no idea.
So I was gonna say, funny thing is that for a while I've been planning on getting this is like a while. I've been planning on getting an Ouroboros tattoo, and now, if it's a part of Dragon Age, I could say I have a Dragon Age tattoo. That's all I'm
That's
saying.
fair, yeah.
If I end up getting
True
it.
too.
I was about to say, I think the Ouroboros has been tied to a lot of Tevinter iconography before.
There's always
So-
definitely been this snake. Like, I know that.
Yeah. In Tevinter, they like their snooks.
It's very like
They like their danger noodles.
little Slytherin-y. Like, they're like, here, these are the bad mages, so we gotta do snakes.
I mean, at the end of the day, whatever we see right now is going to be tied a lot to Tevinter. Even the next game, since its very earliest conceptions, has been very connected to Tevinter.
Mm-hmm.
And you also had Tevinter Nights, which came out, which an entire book dedicated to a single place in Thedas.
Yeah,
I
it was
have
like
a
northern
confession.
Thedas. Let's be real here. It was mostly like northern Thedas.
I have still not finished the book.
I have still not started the book.
Oh God, you
There's a
heathens!
video on my channel discussing it, for fuck's sake.
Well, I don't want to spoil it all. I want to read it.
I don't even spoil anything in the book.
Well, yes. Well, even better then. So when I'm done reading it, I will watch that specific video.
God damn it.
I am disappointed.
I'm not that far off. I haven't finished it. I haven't completed it. I am.
You haven't been that far off for over a year.
I have been busy. It's
Fair.
been, listen,
Okay, we're in the
it's
same
been tough
boat.
out here, fam. I'm trying.
What you're telling me is I actually need to follow up on my promise of going through each one of the stories in Tevinter Nights and just doing them for you. Is that what I need to do for y'all?
Go wild.
Go ahead,
them
actually.
for
Make videos on each one.
Yeah. I mean,
Do
that's
that
actually what I
content.
promised in the video.
Oh, you did each
That was
specific
my
one.
Yeah, no, it's I actually said in there, and I think I might have to backtrack on that promise a little bit. My original plan was that I was going to cover each, because it was just, for a singular review, it was just too all over the place to be able to, like, do.
Oh,
It was-
100%. Like, it's so many
Um,
short stories.
Oh, yeah. So my original plan was I was going to base it off of, my original plan was actually going to be that I would do retell each individual story. But, so, I don't know if you guys know this, but the name Tevinter Nights is based off of, the Arabic series of short
1001
stories.
Nights.
Yeah. So, to pay homage to that, I was literally going to be in character of, like, an old storyteller over the fire, retelling these stories.
Yes.
One, it would get me around copyright issues. That's the
Oh.
big thing.
Shit.
And two, it would just be like a fun retelling of each of these stories. I haven't been able to do it just because I've had so many other things going on in my life that I haven't gotten around to it yet. But eventually, that might be something I might start doing again, just so I'm then like covering each individual story and like retelling them that way.
You could always just like do a summary of the story, so you don't
Well,
go
no.
into the whole copyright thing.
Well, no, that's what it is. Is that it's essentially a retelling of the story. It would
gotcha.
be far more summarized, of course. It would be as if I was, like, almost putting it through an oratory set, like, going from written paper to doing how, like, an orator would essentially do it.
Yeah.
I still might do it if I ever gain the motivation to do it, but...
That's interesting.
I like that idea.
Yeah, I like it
We
all.
now have one other announcement that has happened.
Oh,
that we
what's
gotta
that?
talk about.
Someone's
A
joined us?
show.
Oh, yeah.
Oh yeah,
yeah.
We went.
Yeah.
You know,
yeah.
a show got announced with Netflix.
So,
Dragon Age Absolution.
I'm not gonna lie. I did not believe the rumors of, oh, Netflix is coming out with a Dragon Age. Like, I have heard those rumors for so long, and they're from such clickbaity sites that it's just like, sure, whatever. Not only did they announce it, but they have a full fucking trailer.
That was awesome.
Yeah.
I love that they
Yeah,
I was
the
so
announcement
surprised.
came with a full-on trailer. I love that. And I,
Like,
I think that
honestly.
I was gonna say I expected it and I thought it was real right away, only because we knew that they were also workshopping a Mass Effect TV show, and they showed it to a few different companies, and we saw somebody, if y'all remember, I don't know if you saw or not, a very big actor was looking to be in the show.
I believe that would be Henry Cavill.
That was indeed who it was. He had the script and he showed it off. He said, "Here's the script," and
I would.
You're
now
kidding.
I
Yeah,
believe
he made a very subtle reference. about something going on, and
And
he might be involved.
it showed. There, I think somebody did that. Did something where they cleared up the image, and you can see on the page it mentioned Tali Zora. So
Oh.
yeah. So, and I don't remember exactly where it's getting looked at right now, but I believe it's. I think it's Amazon right now that's looking at it.
I'm pretty sure it's Amazon.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Interesting.
I'm not too sold on a live action Mass Effect show. I think live action movies and shows are a little overrated, and in my opinion, don't prove that. Oh well, it's only you go big. That's how you're truly big franchises. When you get that, and it's like, well, I don't know. If I look at my video game sales and then viewerships of other media, and if those numbers are bigger than how many people paid movie tickets and shit like that, did you really actually? Is it really that much bigger, or is just old Hollywood old and knows how to hype itself up?
Yeah.
So, animate it. I'm
You're
fucking
either
down
way.
for shit.
Yeah.
I'm totally
If
down.
they were
Like,
to animate it, I would love to see it in like a CGI format, not like the shitty CGI. I'm talking like Star Wars: The Old Republic's trailers CGI.
That would be
Yes.
that would be dope as
100%.
shit.
I would love that
To
shit.
go back to the actual Dragon Age part of it.
Yeah.
What did you guys actually all think of the trailer?
So
Like-
the animation itself, in my opinion, it looks like Legends of Vox Machina met
Mhm.
Dragon Prince.
See, that is
Yes.
so I don't know what Dragon
Right.
Prince is, but I remember specifically I sent the trailer to my brother, and he immediately was like, "Yo, this looks just like Vox Machina."
It reminded me of Voltron a little bit.
I know what that is, but I
Yeah,
have not
yeah.
watched it.
Yeah, no, I can see Voltron on that one. Yeah,
I was like, whoa.
I am interested to see where they I'm interested in the trailer. It definitely shows. I'd like that we're gonna finally start seeing visual representation of Tevinter outside of the comics.
Yeah.
Mhm.
That would be nice, yeah.
'Cause especially it's like, I think my favorite thing I've always loved about Tevinter is where like more what I would call the traditional fantasy setting.
Mhm.
Because like magic is not really widely used in Orlais and Ferelden,
True. Especially for Elden.
but fucking into Winter, where it's like magic has free reign and shit, I think that's going to be so cool. Being able to see like that is where like you can see the capabilities of magic.
Yes. There's no restrictions, so it's great.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah.
I'm just so fucking excited, man. I
Yeah.
And real quick before I continue with that, I want to say it also gave me a little bit of Castlevania vibes.
Oh
Which-
yeah, I got that too.
I don't know
I
if it's the same company, but I know, obviously it's on a Netflix, so it's in that realm, their wheelhouse.
I really was just enjoying my brain died because I wasn't
Mhm.
expecting an animation or Netflix or just any of it really.
Mhm.
I was just like, what is happening right now? What am I watching? And then saw it all, and then I was just like, okay. And what's really funny is actually during the preview and everything, there's a dwarf in the trailer with
Yep.
all those little companions, and then he's fighting, and I was like, oh my god, that's a prequel, that's Duncan. I
Oh my
it
God,
took me a
yeah.
second to realize that was the dwarf,
Duncan.
but I was just like, Duncan, please.
I mean, it could still be a prequel. We don't know, but yeah.
The Ouroboros sign came up with that there too, so
Yeah.
I'm gonna say that the most interesting character that I saw in the trailer was probably the Kunari.
Ah,
Kunari
dude,
Mage
yes.
Kunari ladies
My-
rule the world.
My new wife, every Kunari woman I can find, I will gather them all like Pokemon.
Oh boy, here we go.
In a line, they will all crush my head in between them.
They will take turns stepping on me.
I also really enjoyed the elf that just flipped blood off her cheek and was like, let's do this.
Yes, that was
We got it.
Oh.
Okay, you're a badass.
Okay, I have a conspiracy theory here.
Ooh,
So-
Go ahead.
As you all are well known, I'm very well known for my crack theories. I actually think we may have seen the main character before.
Which one do you consider to be the main?
Hear me out. The one
character?
that's on the main poster for the show.
Oh, the alpha
Yeah.
thing.
Yeah.
Oh, I missed the fucking poster.
Yeah.
It's
Okay,
like,
so have we
Thank
ever
you.
seen a dark-skinned elf that wields 2 daggers that has no Vaseline on their face whatsoever?
It's true.
Briala?
Have we ever seen one before?
Oh, son of a bitch.
Yes, we have. Her name's Vea. So if they
Vea.
fucking make Vea the main character, I'm gonna be psyched as shit.
Oh my god, yes, please. Give
I
us. And if you see Vea, is it Charter? That's her girlfriend? I can't remember. Or am I confusing characters?
No. That is, Tessa. Tessa
You're right.
from the, oh fuck, what comics were those? Mage Killer.
Yes.
Yeah, Mage Killer. Tessa from Mage Killer. Charter, yeah. She's in a relationship with Charter. Tessa, I don't think is romantically involved with anyone. I don't think I don't recall her being romantically involved with anybody.
Nah.
So, but yeah, that's my conspiracy theory, is that that's Vea, and I'm really
it would
excited.
be interesting if they actually connected it to a story that already exists.
Yeah. Well, I mean, her story kind of really opens up after... Spoilers for Dark Fortress. I could totally just plug myself in and just, if you need to be updated, just go into my channel. I literally have videos on them. But at the end of Dark Fortress, her story kind of opens up. Because she pretty much just has to do one thing, and then her story is pretty free for her to just do. So, I mean, it's possible. Oh, wait, hold on.
Oh.
Or no, she does have a marking on her face. Damn it!
Dang.
Oh,
I'm not sure.
conspiracy theory falls in the same episode. No!
I'm not
Sorry.
sure if the match.
I was
also
quiet
has-
waiting for you to see it.
You also have Briala as well,
That's true.
who also uses daggers. She is a person of color, and also definitely could
Ooh,
possibly
that's-
be.
Ooh, that's true too. But I don't think Briala has markings either.
I don't
No,
think she has
Virala doesn't
markings.
have any markings.
Also, I
no.
don't think that the thing on her cheek, that doesn't look like a regular Vaseline.
Nah, that's not a Vaseline.
Yeah.
I mean, unless
It
they changed the
almost looks
Vaselines in the
It-
show.
Honestly, it actually looks more like a dwarven, like a...
Oh yeah, that make more sense. Although they rarely go into triangles, I think, but could be.
Yeah. Also,
Maybe
it
she's
wouldn't
former
be...
Carta? I don't know how, but she could be former Carta somehow?
Maybe.
Maybe
Also,
half
it
elf,
wouldn't be a
half
Dragon
dwarf?
Age thing without an obscene amount of blood on her face. Hi, I stabbed one person. I now have 5 pints of blood on my entire body.
That's all I
Like
always
Dragon
loved
Age
about
2. All of Dragon Age
Yeah,
2.
Dragon Age. You hit one person, boom.
All of a sudden you're caked in blood.
Yep, it's like, oh, okay, let's go have a chat with the romance and then go boom.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh god,
Look
that's
at
so
all
much,
that blood.
so much blood. Yeah, I'm excited. I'm excited to see how they animate the magic. Because
Absolutely.
the games
That'll be
have-
really interesting, actually.
Yeah, because the games have always depicted the magic differently each time.
Mhm.
And then, the comics have also depicted the magic looking totally different as well. Granted, I'm super excited. I hope they bring Francesca back from the comics, too.
Yes,
would be-
please.
That would be dope as shit. Her thing would be terrifying to watch, because she can fuck people up with her plants.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm afraid of Rasa, not her.
Yeah, fair. The cast is pretty interesting. I think there's only one shot of all of the people in the party, if I'm not mistaken.
Yes, there is.
So, it's like cool. Like we have a full shot up, but it's like we don't even have dossier or any like social media posts talking about them. So, I mean, I'm excited.
We're
to
running
see
kind
it.
of blind here. By the way, you guys said you have no theories, but I already have a theory, actually.
Oh, okay.
I mean, I want to say I'm surprised by that, but I'm not.
Well, how to go?
So here's the thing. So going back to the looks of the title, you have the dragon there. Like let's go with that's a dragon, basically, not just go into the whole Autobot symbology. Of course, there's a lot to talk about there, but no, I'm not gonna go that deep just yet.
Okay.
But you have some cut scenes in which you see that they're underground, and the background of that reminded me of some images that we already got, like concept images we got for the next game,
Okay.
where you have a group of people, several races together, and they're in an underground winter temple. And I'm wondering if that's where they hid one of the dragons.
It sounded
Like,
like,
I'm
you
wondering
said
if-
several racists together.
Sorry, that was not the case, I promise! No, several races as in... Oh, Jesus, this really does come out a little weird
Fine.
when
No,
I say...
no, just the word is funny. It sounded like it.
I'm sorry, everyone, it's my accent. But yeah, I think it might be that while perhaps we won't release a dragon, it's maybe a possibility. It's one that I would like to see, because we've been told through codex entries that there's a dragon underneath somewhere in Tevinter. I don't remember. I think it's the capital, maybe, but I'm not 100% sure. And supposedly it's one of the last few dragons of one of the old gods. Maybe it's a possibility. I don't know that they'll go that big on the show by breaching the old gods whole thing, but I would like to think that it's a possibility, and it would be a really exciting one that I would like to see. So yeah, that's my current running theory.
I like it.
Thank you.
Like I said, I'm really interested to see if this is gonna be like a separate story, like in the thing. It's like a new Sega begins, blah blah blah, or if it's gonna be like connected to what we're going to be receiving with the video game, which also kind of brings me to the whole. I love this series so much, and it's so evil and chaotic because it's releasing in December. Everybody wants there to be a trailer at the end of the story for the next game. And I'm just
Oh,
like,
that'd be dope. That'd be really
that
cool.
would be amazing, but at the same time, so evil.
So, okay, my conspiracy theory on that is going to be... I think if they are going to release, like, a trailer for Dad, I think it all depends on how many episodes they're making. Because my conspiracy theory is that they're going to release 4 episodes. It'll
What?
just-
Really?
I don't think it's going to be any more than that.
I think it's gonna be a lot more.
The show that the people who actually, I think it's like Red Something Studios, they usually don't make long-term shows. Most of the
Okay.
stuff that they've done is like one-shots or stuff like that. The 2 big things that they're famous for, the animated Witcher show that there were only a few episodes of, and then also Love, Death, and Robots, which is an anthology
They
series
only did 1 episode there, I believe, of the new season.
of...
Love, Death, and Robots.
Yeah, well, again, that's kind of the thing, is they're generally known for... They're not known for... I don't think they have anything in the repertoire that is, I would consider normally long-term.
Mhm.
So, I don't foresee this taking that long, or, like, it being long, and also, funny that you meant, like, we've brought up Vox Machina, we know how much money that they raised for the show. It was about $13 to $14 million.
Whoa. I actually didn't know that. That's super
Yeah.
cool.
Oh, and that was all raised by the fan.
And season 2 is confirmed,
Damn.
baby. Let's go! I'm so excited.
Yeah, and then we don't know how much
Such a
money
good show.
when Amazon essentially, when they made the deal with Amazon to air it on Amazon Prime, we don't know how much money they gave them to do that. So it could have even be more than that. that being said, I mean, like, we're talking, this is probably an investment of it could easily be $10 million, if not more.
Yeah.
I mean, EA has the money, so I'm not surprised that they go down
Sure.
that route.
Yes, but how much is it?
I mean,
Yeah, some of it is, I don't know if BioWare's footing the bill. I don't know if EA is footing the bill.
I mean,
don't
it's
know
got to
who's
be EA,
actually-
they're the parent company. They have to.
Yeah.
BioWare has to
Yeah.
go through EA to even make
Yeah.
that decision.
So, and again,
And I
I
think
don't know
since
how.
EA is trying to, I think if I remember right, EA is trying to commercially get through to TV shows and movies more now.
Yeah, but I mean, like, this is going to be really their first attempt. I mean, the only other times that anyone has in the video game space has tried anything like this is like Arcane, which Arcane showed
Oh.
that this can be successful.
So good.
But fuck, I
Yes.
can't even imagine the cost of production for that show is raw, but it's. I mean, it's not going to be as much as a game.
It's
But I
very
would-
high.
Yeah, I would not be surprised. It's because I mean, like, the most expensive TV show of all time, as of right now, that has actually been made, is Game of Thrones, and that was like season
not surprised.
8 was like $50 million. So
it was
my best
so
guess.
bad.
Oh yeah, I
Damn.
didn't say if that was a good investment or not, but I'm just saying it cost about $50 million, and that was
I wasn't talking about that part. I was just,
yeah. So I don't even know. So I mean, like, this could be anywhere in 10 to so something like Arcane may have
Just-
costed $10-20 million to make.
Just so you know, I know the actual number
Of
Go for it.
of Arcane.
Oh.
I follow a lot. Little you guys probably don't know this about me as much, but at the top of like my video games, I am very deep within the knowings and ideas of movies and TV. I am very much into that shit, and I spend just as much time on that as I do in my video games.
definitely know that.
Yeah, not everybody does. So how much do you think it is for all of Arcane? If you had a guess.
I mean,
130.
my ballpark. No, not 100. I was guessing anywhere from 10 to 20 million.
I was gonna go around like 30 to 40.
Okay, you guys want me to just tell you flat out, or do you want me to tell you who's closest?
Who's closest?
Holla.
Damn!
How much
Yeah,
is it?
How much?
It was about 10 to 20 million per episode.
Holy
It
shit.
came out about 90 to 100 million dollars for all 9 episodes of Arcane.
Oh,
A
yeah.
lot.
Yeah, that's See, that's the other problem is that if you're dropping that type of money, fuck, that's literally a video game.
Yeah.
That is literally another Dragon Age. Right
No,
then and
Dragon
there.
Age.
I don't think they'll invest that money on this show, though.
No,
I don't-
this
No,
show
there were
definitely.
not, like, based on that trailer at least, like,
Yeah.
you look at the Apex trailer and you look at this trailer, there's definitely, like, a difference. Don't get me wrong, still very excited, but the quality,
Yeah.
you can tell.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
even still, like, it's gonna be a lot of money, and if they're in that ballpark range, I do not foresee them making more than 6 episodes of this show. I just don't.
Well, you also got to. It could be. I'm gonna take a guess and say anywhere between 6 to 9 episodes of Absolution.
Mhm.
I also want to say that you got to consider that the studio that made Arcane. I am not entirely sure here. I think it was a French studio.
Mhm.
Yes.
They have some of the most absolutely insane animation that I have ever seen. So
Oh, yeah.
they've put clearly a lot of money and time. It took, I think, got a couple years. I forgot how many years it was exactly. I have to double check. But it took however many years to make it, and then on top of that, all the little tiny details, and up to around $100 million. Like you said, they're not going to put that much money into the show. However, you could see that production value still. What's what I'm looking for here? The production value can still be really good at low cost. So if they
Yeah.
have a good enough animation, they could go more episodes with less money.
That's true. That is true. They could do that. I don't know. Like, granted, I feel like they are going to use this show to set up less the storyline of whatever, Dreadwolf is going to be, and they are probably going to use the show more to set up the themes, the setting, more like set your expectations on what you're going to see in the game. That's, if I were a gambling man, that's what I would bet that they're doing.
I would add to that I think they're also looking for new blood among the players.
I mean, that's
Very
true.
much so. Try to get the anime audience in.
Good idea.
Well, I mean, like, I would not be surprised if they looked at the arcane numbers and been like, how many more people started playing
League of Legends.
Arcane? Yeah, how many of them
Yeah.
started playing League of Legends? Or how many of them started listening to different League of Legends content creators and things like that?
I'm interested to see something maybe more similar, even in terms of animation. Like, for example, what were the viewing numbers for episodes of Critical Role before and after Vox Machina came out, for example?
Yeah,
I'm curious about that.
Yeah, I'm curious about that too. I don't know if that one has much of a change, just because, well, they were the ones that produced it, and it was fan-funded, which, Jesus Christ, they were able to fund all that on their own, which is,
Insane.
yeah, it's insane. But, I mean, maybe, yeah, I don't know how much it would affect them or not, but...
Hey, all I'm gonna say is that I hope it's a fucking banger, and I hope it's incredible, and I hope it's so good that they get several seasons. Which I guarantee this is a limited series, so it's probably not shooting for several seasons. But I would like it. I have a few things to quickly say.
No.
The first one is I would love another series after this one, hopefully again if it does well, of an anthology series. I would very much like an anthology series from this team about Dragon Age. So maybe we could see one episode, so much like Love, Death, and Robots, but for Dragon Age, you know?
That
That
would
would
be
be pretty
amazing.
cool.
I think
Adventure
There-
Nights, the show.
exactly.
They're doing that
That's
now in a lot of
exactly.
shows.
So I would like that
There
because
Yeah, there's so many ideas that could go for like different TV shows
Exactly.
when it comes to Dragon Age.
I really think that the world really lends itself to an anthology series, and I think it could end up doing
Agreed.
really well.
Imagine if they did that, but applied it to Winter Nights, like did an anthology with Winter Nights. As
Of course, yeah.
plot.
I mean, they could
There
do
you
that.
go.
That could be a whole season right there. That could be season 1.
Yeah. I would
Yeah.
love to see that.
I would love... Yeah, that one would be interesting, especially now that I have a sneaky suspicion Dreadwolf is going to open up the Dragon Age universe to so much storytelling that
Yes.
has only ever been hinted about in the other games. I mean, look how much content we were able to get out of just from going... Because it's like... Just, like, the last 3 games covered Ferelden, 1 city-state, and then, in the 3rd game, a whole nother nation of Orlais.
Oh yeah.
And look how much content that is. Now they're opening up Navarra, Antiva, Tevinter, the Anderfells, oh shit.
We're gonna have maybe not a lot of Antiva in the next game, but we're gonna have a lot of people from Antiva in the next game.
I
No,
also
but-
think we're gonna have Ferelden the next game as well, based on the trailer.
Oh god, I hope not. I'm done with Ferelden.
I don't think it's.
I'm sorry.
Yeah, I hope so too, just because I think it's going to be such a good way to bring so much new blood and stuff like that into the franchise.
Yes.
I think that it's going to be phenomenal. And I hope the show does that too, that it just brings in a whole new fresh wave of blood into the show, into the fandom.
Let's get that blood magic started.
Oh,
Okay, so before we head out, I want to. I don't know if I want to call it an announcement, but I want to proto announce some things, a few things. One, we're working on a few new things here on the channel and on the podcast feed and all that. We're working on one show that I've been working on privately for a while. I've only talked to. I mean, I may have mentioned in the Discord. I don't know, but I know I've directly mentioned it to Rowan and a little bit to Asia. I don't know if I've told you guys, so I'll tell you right now. That show, and again, people who are watching the video or listening to the podcast, you can let us know on Twitter or YouTube comments or anything what you think about this. We're thinking about doing interviews.
That'll be so cool.
Not only just big people, which that's not always 100% available to us because we're not huge or anything like that. But I have some small connections. So interviews is one thing, and then all of not only big people but small people as well. Not the small, decent people that people know. So obviously, again, like I said, we're not huge, but I would like to, for example, interview everybody in the Discord, or at least people who are willing. Now,
Wow. Okay.
I think so.
so this isn't just it's not specific, so it'll start off with the people themselves. I want it to be somewhat personal, but also have the video game stuff. So we'll jump back and forth between gaming questions and questions about the person. I'm taking a lot of inspirations from Critical Roles Between the Sheets. So if you've seen that, I'm going for a very amateur style of that.
Are you telling me that there is going to be strip Jenga?
There
Yes?
could be, if you want there to be.
We need to get Rowan in on this. If there's a strip, Rowan has to be in.
So
Yep.
that's something I've been rolling around for a while. That's I have a whole document about it, so you guys wonder where I am a lot of the time. I am, besides working in personal life, and the editing and the reasons that the content comes out so slowly is I'm trying to kind of think of ways to expand the content and make it more, so we have more than just what we have, which is not much.
That's so cool.
So that's one that I've been discussing. Second one, which I know that I've discussed with all of you, is we have this idea of doing a fun little, kind of like our own version of like the draft, or like a Super Smash Brothers draft type thing, of where we have this imaginary game that we're making up for fun, and we will kind of choose who would we like to be in this imaginary game. What would their movesets be like, and all that kind of stuff. So if you're like, oh, I really like Mario, I would like Mario to be in it. Okay, Mario's in it. Who's Mario? Like, what would his moves be? And then you go on to the next person, and let's say for that week we have 4 people on. Then we add 4 characters to this imaginary roster. And that, to us, has, at least those who I've talked about it with, they said that they've found it interesting and sound like it'll be fun. It's a idea I've had for a while. I think it'll be fun. So
Yeah.
we'll talk about it and see what we can do and see if anybody likes it. If we end up even making it, we'll figure that out. And finally, last announcement, again, proto announcement, not sure if it'll even be made, is that when Absolution comes out, I want us to do either episodically or full-length conversations about the show. So, either episodic conversations, so episode 1, let's have everybody sit around and talk about it, or at the end of the show, we sit down and we talk about the whole thing.
Mm-hmm.
I would say it depends on what the show ends up being.
I imagine it'll be a full-on drop, like Netflix usually does. Though they have
No, not what I mean.
Oh,
like, how much content is revealed, how much you can go through in one episode.
Oh, I imagine there'll be short, half-hour things. But I don't know.
Nimble, are you questioning
I'm
mine
not
and Aaron's capacity to keep conversation going for far too long? How dare you?
A little bit. Because I know if we do the whole show, it might go really, really loud. I love
Yeah.
you.
Well, I mean, we could always just not go too hard on it. We can restrict ourselves. or we can cut it up like we've done with some of our podcasts. But that is the main announcements, and of course, like working on other small stuff. Like I've been asked by some people to start actually streaming again. That I'm working on. It's just been real rough. My internet isn't necessarily bad. It's good internet, but for some reason when I stream, I have a lot of issues with frame rates. So I'm working on that. And worst case scenario, maybe I'll just put up some straight up recordings like Nimble does. Yeah. Go check out Nimble's channel. So yes. So yeah, working on that. We are working on a lot of small things, talking about small things, and we really want to have more for everybody, and I think one of our reasons why we're not growing as fast as we could be is that we're not putting out as much as we could be. But that is understandable. We're all people who have lives and work and all that, and it's not easy. So yeah. Before we head out, one last final thing. I said that a couple times now. I said one last thing.
Yeah, that's okay.
I know we said it at the beginning of the show, but I'll say it one more time. Seeker Cat, thank you so much for joining our team.
Thank you.
I'm so excited.
I'm so excited. We look forward to having you, and let's fucking go. Let's get it. Let's have some fun together. Scott, I know he's gonna bring the thunder like he does all the time. Now that he's got one of his partners in madness, I'm sure it'll be just as crazy, if not more. So
I love you say that like I can control the Seeker.
Oh no!
As if she is a heat-seeking missile that I can just set loose upon you.
I wasn't implying control. I was implying joint chaos.
Joint chaos, not control.
Much like whenever you have me and Rowan on a show.
So bad.
Oh.
So
That's gonna be a problem.
Oh yeah. Wait until that episode comes out. So again, thank you everybody very much for stopping by. We love you so much, Thedas, and we can't wait to see you next time. See you guys later.
Have a good one, y'all. Have a wonderful
See you
day.
next time, you
Bye.